Beer here, back in the fantasy bar. 6 of my favorite plays for big Wednesday night in MLB. We're going to bust out a happy hour, my favorite stack, my favorite value play, a value pitcher for you, and a cheap beast of the night. Who are we talking about? Belly up to the fantasy bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Wednesday edition. Beer's Daily Fantasy Six-Pack back here in the fantasy bar once again, covering DraftKings, covering FanDuel with 6 of my favorite plays for you. Like I said in the intro, going to do a little happy hour. What does that mean? You know what it means if you've been around here for a lot of years. If you're new, just like your favorite bar down the road, happy hour. We're going to slash prices. We're going to find you value plays. Every single hitter today on FanDuel, under 4K. 3 of those hitters on DraftKings, under 4,000. That cheap starting pitcher we mentioned, and of course, a cheap beast of the night, making life easy on you, leaving room for the Mike Trouts and the Christian Yelich's of the world for your lineup builds. Now, before we get into things, guys, if you enjoy your time here in the fantasy bar, do me a favor, click that thumbs up button and also hit the subscribe button so you know when the videos are getting released. Got a lot of content coming out here. MLB, NBA starting up tomorrow as well, so keep an eye out for NBA videos coming out for Thursday and Friday for the big start of the NBA season. But make sure you hit that thumbs up button and that subscribe button over on YouTube. And special offer for you guys for hanging out in the fantasy bar. Head over to RotoGrinders.com/beer. That's going to get you $10 off a core premium subscription. Covers MLB, NBA, NFL, and PGA, all the big 4 sports, all in one. Covers everything there. RotoGrinders.com/beer. One more thing before we get into the plays, guys, make sure you head over to Sharpside. Download the app. Great app for sports betting, props, anything you need. But there's a free contest going on. The streak contest over at Sharpside. All you got to do, lock in your favorite bets of the day. Go on a streak for a chance to win some great prizes. All right, we got all that behind us. Let's jump into the plays here for Wednesday night. Let's start in the outfield with Aaron Hicks of the Yankees. Now, this is one of those site-specific plays. I don't hate him on DraftKings at 5K, especially if you're going to stack up the Yankees with some of the other value we're going to give you. I don't mind that play, but on FanDuel, half price here. They've slashed the price to $2,500 on Hicks over at FanDuel, so really want to take advantage of it over there. Why Aaron Hicks? The numbers very solid against right-handed pitching. 268 was the ISO for Aaron Hicks in 2019. 355. The weighted OBA, and Mr. Woj, I'm not going to butcher his last name, gives up a lot of power to left-handed hitters. 287 is the ISO, 370 the WOBA, a lot of hard contact as well at 39%. Fly ball rate, 58% against lefties. And Hicks also matches up with the pitches. Woj loves to use that fastball to lefties 58% of the time. He's throwing that pitch. Hicks, nice 410 WOBA on that pitch. So great value here on FanDuel, and don't forget to include him on those stacks over on DraftKings. All right, let's go to starting pitcher here. We're going to roll with Andrew Heaney of the Angels. Now, a lot of high-end pitchers on this slate, no doubt. On DraftKings, I don't mind pairing him up with a Garrett Cole or a DeGrom, one of those guys. Save you some money here with the bats and on the price of Heaney. And over on FanDuel, it's really going to allow you to do anything you want here at this price point. So love the price, but also really love the matchup here. Seattle, one of those teams we're going to target all season long. You look up and down that lineup, outside of a guy like Kyle Lewis, maybe a Kyle Seager, not a lot of pop in that lineup. And in fact, 2 starts last season against the Seattle team, 20 strikeouts in just 11 innings. So the worry is, how deep is he going to go in the game? He didn't pitch very deep in his first start, but did get 6 strikeouts in that matchup. And current Seattle bats, we talked about those strikeouts, almost a 32% strikeout rate against some of these Mariner bats. Andrew Heaney, in my opinion, a little bit too cheap here. Open some things up for it, and absolutely love the matchup here with the Seattle Mariners. All right, back to the bats and back to the outfield. Michael Conforto of the Mets. So solid numbers as you'd expect against righties. 387, the weighted OBA. Power there as well. 280 in the ISO department. Expected WOBA in this matchup, which is one of the things you can find in our Plate IQ tool over at RotoGrinders, sitting at 452 here in this matchup against Nathan Eovaldi. Eovaldi, we know, really struggled with lefties in 2019. A WOBA at almost 400. ISO over 300 at 331. Hard contact rate at 41% and a massive 48% fly ball rate. So checking all the boxes that we want to see here for a left-handed power hitter, does Nathan Eovaldi. DraftKings got it priced up at $4,600. Trust that DraftKings algorithm. FanDuel lagging behind at $3,000. Great value there and playable on both sites tonight. All right, let's go to the infield for our next bat with some value at second base and Jonathan Schoop of the Tigers. So we know this guy hits lefties well and did it once again in 2019. Generally the case here with Jonathan Schoop at 383 WOBA. Also gets some great power at 286 and a nice 48% hard contact rate. So anytime I can get power like this at a position like second base at a price point that is so cheap, I mean, $3,300 on DraftKings, about as low as you go. FanDuel almost free at 25%. And Danny Duffy, we picked on him the other day. We're going to do it here again. A lot of hard contact. 2 right-handed hitters allowed, almost a 43% hard contact rate. Jonathan Schoop, too cheap, great value. Love this spot for him here tonight against Danny Duffy. All right, let's go to the other side of that game. I like that game. We're going to go to the outfield for Kansas City with Jorge Soler. So in my opinion, one of the best values on DraftKings, only $3,600. When you see a guy's more expensive on FanDuel, you just don't see that very often. So let's take advantage of it, and still in play on FanDuel under 4K, no doubt, but 36 on DraftKings really jumped off the board here. Now, slow start for Jorge Soler, and that may scare some people away. Let's look at the power. He's got 3 hits in the season. 2 of them have left the yard. So kind of what you expect with Jorge Soler, but big time numbers against lefties. 261 ISO, 364 the weighted OBA, and this guy really hits the fastball extremely well, and that's what Matthew Boyd is going to use the most against right-handed hitters. 553 WOBA and an off-the-charts 558 ISO against that pitch. And as good as Matthew Boyd was last season, still struggled against righties. 223 ISO and a nice mix of hard contact and fly ball rate at 42 and 46%, which leads me to believe Jorge Soler going to leave the yard here once again against Matthew Boyd. Get him in those Wednesday night DFS lineups. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for Wednesday night. But before we do that, guys, we're going to run it back. Contest time here. Absolutely free for you guys just for watching the video. All you got to do, get in the comment section below the video and guess fantasy points. We'll go with FanDuel tonight for my top hitter. Of my 5 hitters, you don't have to give me the name of the hitter, just the fantasy points of my highest point output here. Closest guess is going to win themselves a free week of RotoGrinders Premium, or if you're already a loyal subscriber, we're going to send you a free RotoGrinders t-shirt. All right, let's take a look. My favorite play for Wednesday night, you know, Mass, the beast of the night. All right, beast time. We're going to go back to that Tigers-Royals game. Didn't expect to be stacking Royals and Tigers here early in the season, but here we are. We're going to go to first base. We're going to go with CJ Cron of the Tigers, tonight's beast of the night. I absolutely love this spot for Cron here tonight against Danny Duffy. You guys know I love to pick on Duffy. We're going to do it again. I think a lot of people are going to go with Miguel Cabrera here. I don't hate that. On FanDuel, you can use them both. But on DraftKings, he's a little bit cheaper. That's going to lead to less ownership here on CJ Cron. The lesser of the names, but the numbers more impressive for Cron. 313 ISO last season against left-handed pitching. 422 the weighted OBA. And we talked about expected WOBA in a matchup. CJ Cron here against Danny Duffy. Expected weighted OBA sitting at 548. So it's an absolutely fantastic matchup for him here. Duffy, we know, allows a lot of hard contact, 43%, a 40% fly ball rate, and a strikeout rate under 20%. It's what you worry about with some of these big power hitters. We don't really have to worry about that as much with Danny Duffy. Plus, the cherry on top here, CJ Cron, already gone deep twice against Danny Duffy in just 15 career at-bats, making CJ Cron easily my favorite play on the Wednesday night slate and tonight's beast of the night. All right, guys, that wraps up here for our happy hour segment on Wednesday night. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have any comments, questions, feedback, get in that comment section. Don't forget your guess in FanDuel points for my top hitter of Wednesday night. Doesn't have to be the beast, can be any of the 5 bats, and you don't have to give me the name for a shot at some RG Premium or a free RotoGrinders t-shirt. Can also head over to Twitter, follow me at Beermakersfan, and keep an eye out. NBA videos coming out as well for Thursday and Friday for RotoGrinders.com. I am Beer saying salud. Best of luck tonight, guys, and we'll see you for some NBA. Good luck.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist.